Homework for tonight. So we have 248,798 equals 113,205 plus A plus 99,937. The directions say, using the equation below, draw a tape diagram and create your own word problem. Solve for the value of the variable. Again, we learned that the variable was the unknown amount, the letter that represents the unknown amount. So what are we being asked to do? We are being asked to draw a tape diagram and create a word problem. And then solve. So they're being asked to do. So when you go to answer number 1 tonight, you're going to write down all 3 of those things that are right from the directions. Now, when it asks you what 3 things you know about this, well, you know there's a variable. You know you have to draw a tape diagram showing 3 parts for all 3 parts and 1 whole. And you know, I know that I have to solve for whatever this variable is and create a word problem. So there's many things you could write down. But tonight we're just simply going to go over what you should be doing when you're strategizing. So let's start with drawing that tape diagram. So I started out the problem by drawing a tape diagram. I showed the hole down here. Here's the hole. And I know that because it says this one number is equal to all 3 of these parts. So this is my hole. Then I made 3 parts. 1 for the first number, 1 for A, and 1 for the last number. This lets me know that I am looking for this one missing part. And it kind of gives me a clue. So I know that I am looking for A. In order to look for A, I have to find the difference between what these 2 equal together and what's left over to equal this. This equal sign tells me that what's on the left is the same value as what's on the right. Because of that, I am going to add 113,205 together with 99,930. When these 2 numbers are added together, it gives me the total of those 2, but I still don't know how much A is worth. So what I have to do is whatever answer I get here or you get here, you are going to need to subtract that from the total, and that will give you the value of A. It's sort of like going 5 equals 1 plus something plus 2. And your job is to figure it out. Well, you would put 1 and 2 together. That would give you 3. And then you can go ahead and subtract 5 minus 3 to figure out what that is. We're doing the same thing, just with larger numbers. So I'm taking the total, what I know, and I'm subtracting whatever answer you get down here, or that's what you're doing rather. So you're going to subtract that, and you're going to do the math. And I'm going to give a sentence about the total. I'm going to come up with an object for this, like rings or people in a stadium or jewelry. We did diamonds the other day in one class. So you could use any object you want to, but you're going to make a story from it. So 1 sentence about the total, 1 sentence about this part, 1 sentence about the missing part, and a final sentence about the last part. Then you are going to ask a question that leads the problem solver to be able to figure out what is the variable A really worth. And so once you solve it yourself, then you can begin to write sentences to match the words. I hope this homework help is helpful to you tonight. Have a good evening.